We have in-depth coverage of the marathon explosions on our website here at WPRI.com. Eyewitness News analyst Lieutenant General Reginald Centraccio is here. General, the FBI is handling the questioning of Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. What are they looking for immediately at the beginning of this investigation?
In the very beginning, they're looking for any possibility of any other bombs out there, perhaps potential targets, and the other accomplices, someone who gave them help somewhere along the line. Once they've determined that, then they go to the actual questioning of him specifically, and those ideas and concerns that they would have to specifically use for prosecution sometime in the future.
Now, are we at the point yet where we know who is the mastermind behind all of this? Because I think most people are looking at it and saying Tamerlan was probably the mastermind behind this attack.
I'm not sure I totally concur with that. For the immediate relationship between him and his brother, clearly I understand that. But there's some other outside influence. This individual allegedly referred to as Misha, and perhaps his paying attention to some kind of radical group in Chechnya, perhaps, in the internet and several other areas. But as far as any organized link to any particular organized group such as Al-Qaeda or perhaps some radical group in Chechnya, that has not been established as far as we're concerned right now.
Russia told the FBI twice about Tamerlan, once in 2011, the other in 2012, that he could be a threat. At the time, the FBI determined, or the United States determined, he was not a threat, correct?
That's correct. There was nothing sufficient to suggest that any evidence pointed toward an immediate concern for the United States national security. On the other hand, I think in retrospect, once again, we should have paid more attention to the fact that there could have been some tie-in to other radical Islamist organizations that he was clearly tied to.
Well, Russia said he was tied to an extremist group. Have we learned that yet at this point, that these two guys were?
I'm not sure. From Russia's point of view, they suggest he could have been. As far as we know, based upon our continuing interrogation and evidence, there's no direct tie. But I would also suggest that there had to be a funding stream from someone, someplace. When you look at all of the munitions that had to be purchased, his travel back and forth to Russia, which seemed to be a pretty good lifestyle, having two places to be able to go, one in Mass and one in Rhode Island, it would seem to me there had to be a funding source someplace.
But on the flip side of that, General, and especially when his parents were here, at one time they were on welfare. So if you're looking for that funding source, they're going to have to really dig for that.
Well, that's right. But, once again, welfare can only go so far as in reference to buying expensive items, going on trips and so forth. I don't think there's enough income based upon the basic welfare that would be able to support that. So I'm convinced that there had to be some additional funding stream from somewhere.
This bomb was not very sophisticated. When you look at extremist groups and when they want to do harm on someone, are they looking at something as simple as, let's say, a pressure cooker instead of something that's sophisticated?
The closest they've come to suggesting they want to have some kind of significant munition capability was when they purchased a loud bang capability and a lot of high power fireworks up in New Hampshire. Other than that, I think they were probably trying to fly below the radar, knowing that if you buy some basic things such as a pressure cooker, some bolts here and there, some other radio controlled devices that you could use on a small toy car or an model airplane. Those kinds of things you would never really think unto themselves that they could be part of a large thing being a bomb.
His parents are expected on Thursday in the United States. They've already been questioned once in Russia. They're going to be questioned again. What is the United States looking for at this point?
Once again, I think they're looking for any kind of tie to something outside of the immediate aspects of the family. The mother and father coming here, and whatever they exchange with him, I'm not sure would be available for any future evidence or any discussion. I'm not sure how it applies to them as far as the Miranda rights are concerned. But any conversation he has would probably be well monitored by someone in the room.
And quickly, Jen, we saw there was averted in Canada with a possible attack with Al-Qaeda. That was tied, though, to Iran, something different than this.
Absolutely different. Well tied into a radical group from Iran. The whole process was to be able to blow up a train coming into the United States, and there was some further consideration. There was a follow-on attack in New York City.
All right, General Centraccio, thank you very much for your thoughts. Thanks for watching.